Welcome to the Lost at Home podcast. Here are your hosts, Scott Bear and Jeremiah Johnson.
Welcome to the Lost at Home podcast.
Welcome.
My name is Scott.
I'm Jeremiah.
And we're back for episode 268.
Good try, buddy. 228.
Yeah, whatever.
We just toss an extra 4. Fuck it, 40 more. You know, and it'd be great if I didn't actually correct you there, and then we felt embarrassed about it, so we felt like we had to go back and create 40 mini-sodes in between.
in 1 week.
In 1 week. So we're like, all right, we have to do this right.
Yeah, it's actually, there it is, written in the corner of my screen. I probably
228. That is also known as 2 times 2 times 3 times 19 as the prime factorization, ladies and gentlemen. Who gives a shit? It's a really even number. Nobody cares.
All right. Make sure to support the show by going to patreon.com/lostathome. And for $1 a month, you can help support the show.
Yeah.
I already said that. So
yeah, but you can do it for $1 or you can do it for $3 and get a little bit of extra content that we're posting at all good measures of different neat stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. Now, we normally start the show with web droppings and roll right into what our format is, which is pulling the weirdest stories we can find from the internet and spinning them into new content.
And this week, it's like that's barely any of our show because we've got a couple of different things going on here.
Yeah, we're going to start a new segment at the top of each show.
It's called That Grates My Gooch, working title.
I'm okay with that. Yeah. I mean, my working title was things that shouldn't exist, but that grates my gooch. Yeah, this is a way for us to get a few more stories out each week without really going into discussion or making that new content.
And this won't necessarily, it's not always going to even have a theme. Some of it's just going to be rapid fire. Like, here are 5 stories that we're not going to get to.
Not even worth. Any number. It could be 1, could be 12, could be 0.
They don't always have to have a theme. They're not always going to be things that shouldn't exist. They're just going to be things that we wanted to bring to the table but weren't really worth the extra discussion. But sometimes it's not, just the headline alone is enough for some.
All right, well, let's get into This Grates My Gooch.
Yep.
My gooch.
That's the sound of grating.
I know, it was a good theme song we did there.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
All right, so number 1 on This Grates My Gooch this week, we have sealing your penis hole shut to avoid using condoms.
Well, okay, so the only thing this would do if people, first of all, stupid. The only thing I could think is if somebody's like, oh, maybe I'll prevent pregnancy by doing this because I can't spermicate all over the place. It still would not necessarily protect you from any kind of STDs or anything that's done with, say, like broken skin or anything like that.
Yeah, people are just trying to keep the swimmers at bay.
Apparently, it also doesn't do that.
No. Health experts have already said this does not work, no matter how much super glue or there's actually a name brand.
I'm pretty sure what happened.
Jif Tip is the name brand.
Jif Tip.
Yeah, there's a company. We covered this story about 1 year ago to this day that started selling this product.
So
but the trend is still happening.
But I'm guessing the same people that do this are the same people who had to be told not to wash their condoms. I'm just guessing.
Oh, no, perfect sense.
Yeah.
All right, number 2.
And they're like, well, if we can't wear condoms. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Never mind.
If we can't, please let me wear a condom.
No, this is a whole different group of people then.
It's cold outside. Please let me wear my condom.
Oh, I need to wear my condom to keep my ding-dong nice and warm and toasty.
Second story, things that grind your gooch. Lighting yourself
that's a good
on...
one,
yeah, that works
Great.
too.
I like change it every time. Great, grind, grope.
Grope your gooch.
Yeah.
The fire challenge. This is a thing that teens are doing where they douse themselves with flammable chemicals and then light themselves on fire on YouTube for likes. Don't like those videos. Don't watch them. Don't light yourself on fire. It's just common sense.
Yeah.
Number 3. Our interview that we said was going to happen with Zoe, the Microsoft AI voice, didn't happen because Microsoft took down the interactive vocal portion of it and turned it into a text-only Skype bot.
And that's not to say we/Scott especially hasn't had at least one long bout of fun going back and forth.
I talked
texting.
to Zoe at length. We are getting married on October 31st. We are engaged.
So one of our longtime listeners, Jason Northrup, a lot of people might know the name from listening to the show.
Meet the Northrups on Patreon.
Meet the Northrups especially. Noted that he's actually had some conversations, and you can when you actually ask it. Apparently, doesn't have a lot to say, but I was curious if there's a beef between Zoe and Tay. Remember, Tay was actually their original. I think it was Twitter's AI or whatever it was.
The
right?
racist.
Yeah, but it was the one that and as Jason was pointing out, that was much better AI. The problem with good AI is they actually learn from the internet, and the internet is terrible. So it turned into a racist piece of shit. Whereas this Zoe is actually not very good AI. It's kind of limited in terms of what it will and won't say and do because they're trying to be safe with it. In other words, it's not really that intelligent because it's not really going to truly learn from human beings, or it might just
It's more call and response.
It tries to be a decent human being.
Yeah. Along those lines, sorry that interview didn't happen, but we do have an interview coming up next week with a returning guest, Mark Steger.
Yes.
You may remember him from about 2 years ago when we interviewed him because of his role on Stranger Things.
He's a Demogorgon.
The Demogorgon.
That's right.
He has a new role that we're excited about, and we're going to have him on the show to discuss that. He is in the movie The Man That Killed Hitler and Then the Bigfoot.
It's something like that, right?
It's almost word for word.
Is that what it's called? Yeah.
The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then the Bigfoot.
And the Bigfoot, okay.
Mark Steger is playing the Bigfoot in this, and this movie stars Sam Elliott, Ron Livingston, and others, and looks to be outrageously awesome.
Yeah, it's only been shown at a couple of festivals as of this recording. I
Release date is late September, I believe.
Okay, yeah, because I think so.
So
hopefully
we're getting this just ahead of time.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll be able to pick Steger's brain. We've kept in contact with him for a couple of years now anyway, so it would be good to just catch up with him in general. He's a good guy. Nice to hear what he's been up to. He's done a lot of other cool artsy stuff as well. So, all right, what gooch is my gooch? Giraffe products, giraffe-based products like pillows and things like that, because apparently the Humane Society has done an investigation that shows that imports made into giraffe imports, I should say, have been made into pillows, boots, and other items, and they've become increasingly popular, even though the animal's global population is dwindling. Something is, first of all, I mean, come on.
There are only around 100,000 giraffes left on Earth, and their population has declined by 40% in the last 30 years.
Yeah, and they were saying...
This is not an animal we need record highs of imports of parts of.
Well, and they said from 2016 to 2015, more than 40,000 giraffe parts, and that means they could have been all come from the same.
I love the way they word that too. Yeah. It's like, well, I had to shop over in China, Chinese eBay this weekend. My giraffe had a leaky gasket, and I had to get some parts for it.
The neck's all limp. I had to fucking get a new neck lengthener. There we go.
Luckily, I was able to sell back on Chinese eBay half the legs because I wanted a lowrider.
Put hydraulics in my giraffe. That's the sound of a giraffe makes when you fucking torture it. When you put hydraulics in it, it's just pain. Yeah, and it keeps trying to get the leaf, and then you bring it down. Gotcha, fuckface. Yeah, you fucking idiot.
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
What was that? Goom.
I was gonna do a Snoop Dogg song.
That was your Snoop Dogg impression. Goom.
Anyway, that's the end of our first segment. Greats Magooch for this one, and who knows what's going to happen later on. But anyway, rapid fire.
Yeah,
rapid
now
fire,
before we move on, let's hear the outro song. Gooch, gooch,
gooch,
gooch,
gooch, gooch, gooch, gooch. Yeah, Snoop diggity diggity, doing all the gidgety, googity googity, boogity boogity doogity. That's why you didn't do it before.
Wait.
That's why you stopped at doom. Because it was going to turn out like that, and nobody should ever have to hear me, Jeremiah, do a Snoop Dogg impression.
Now, once again, before we hit web droppings, I'm glossing over that entirely.
Yes.
We do have some updates. We have 3 updates this week, and then once we get through those, we will hit the show proper.
Yeah, and this is actually, to call these updates is more of like their extensions or expansions of previous stories, because we've covered this subject.
Expansions. These aren't updates. They're expansions of update material.
Exactly. These are subject matter that we have covered in previous...
Whose impression was that? Was that Little John? Doom.
Oh my god, you hear that new Snoop Dogg, the Lil Jon track? Doom. Oh shit, this fucking shit is hot. SoundCloud rappers don't got shit off these guys. So subject matter we have covered before, but not necessarily this specific of the subject matter. The first one is we have covered horny dolphins. We've covered man-dolphin relationships. We've also covered relationships with dolphins who have tried to have sex with people because...
Woman-dolphin relationships.
Dolphins are interspecial.
Being rapists.
And they also have sex. They're one of the few species like humans that have sex just for fun. And they also don't have a specific mating season. They can fuck whenever they want. They just get horny. And apparently there's a sexually frustrated dolphin named Zafar which has been wreaking some havoc on tourists on the French beach. I guess only if you're a tourist that doesn't want to fuck a dolphin, it's considered wreaking havoc. Apparently, it's been getting a little bit aggressive and relatively close to shore when people are swimming out and they're like, "Oh, cute dolphin." Who wouldn't, right? A cute dolphin. But the thing gets like sexually frustrated and kind of aggressive, and it even like threw one woman into the air with its nose. Granted, it's a dolphin, and yes, they are large and they can technically hurt you.
They can kill sharks.
And they do like strategically in groups. Yeah. They're fucking awesome. It sounds like little Zafar just wants to get a little, and there's no other dolphins around, or maybe Zafar is just like a fucking like an ugly piece of shit, or maybe he's aggressive, or I don't know if it's he or she.
He's a neckbeard of the ocean.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, an incel dolphin. Nobody else should be a dolphin, right? To me to be able to fuck all these humans.
We might have a title for the show. I'm just gonna write
Incel
dolphin into the note.
And I'm sure if we think about it hard enough, we can definitely combine those into some kind of play on words as far as dolphins go.
Insolfin.
They're porpoise, right?
DolphIncel.
Good for you.
DolphIncel.
Just shut up. Those people who
ran through all the combinations here.
Yes. Got nothing else, baby. Pick one from that. All right. I won't reach out for a title from you on Friday like I normally do. I'm just gonna go ahead and wing this one on my own. So yeah, the thing about this is they've actually placed a ban on swimming, I think like within like 50 meters of, past 50 meters of the shore where this dolphin hangs out, because the dolphin also is known to essentially circle people to not let them essentially like try to corner them out there. That's definitely like the date rapist of like a fucking party that's just like cornering a woman, just be like, "Hey, why don't you come back to my place?" It's like, I kind of want to leave. No, we go up to my room now. And so yeah, it's a little creepy, but at the same time, somebody was making a pretty good point about this as far as banning swimming goes in this area. Is they're like, there's never really been like a serious accident from a dolphin, and also if it's something a matter of like, oh, people are encountering it, because people just know not to encounter it and stay away. And if people are encountering it and then the dolphin has an issue or could potentially have an issue, they're like, well, why don't, like, because people can go up to any leashed or unleashed dog on the street and potentially get hurt by the dog, why don't we ban pedestrians from walking on the sidewalk now, because you can't get your dog under control or something along those lines, or not to encounter dogs. Or they're kind of like, let's, it's a little aggressive to be banning swimming entirely in this area.
What I want is like some mustachioed, like 1960s, older than middle-aged, hunky, hairy-chested dude with Speedo to just
describing me.
Just take a robe off at the beach and be like, I've got this.
I'll take care of your dolphin problem.
Swims right out and just fucks it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I plugged up its blowhole with cum and it died.
Case solved. Yeah. This wasn't even a case. There was no mystery. It was just horny.
I know there's not going to be any mystery anymore unless you want to know the mystery of who filled up the dolphin's blowhole with cum.
It was me.
So that one is solved too. I've solved 2 mysteries today. Mustachioed man in a Speedo, who are you? I'm definitely a sex offender. Goodbye now.
And then he just flies away. It's literally just
like his dick flaps and it's like a one-winged bird going around in circles. A little help, please. Just like a one-winged bird.
Yeah, in my head, I'm picturing like a Ron Burgundy.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I'll do it.
Yeah,
I'll take care of your dolphin problem. Oh my God, it's the mustachioed dolphin fucker.
Not quite new concept, but sure, short. A funny short about dolphins.
Oh yeah, and usually updates we don't even require ourselves to produce any new content, but if more comes out of it, fuck it,
we'll call this one Musk Beach.
Musk Beach.
Yeah.
That's better than DolphIncel. In Dolph or whatever the fuck.
You know what that Ron Burgundy type was? In that Dolph.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to save my own bad joke. Moving on, next update.
Oh, you're not making them worse. Not at all.
You have all the updates, actually.
Yes, I do. Okay, so a while ago, we've covered, maybe even more than once, the fact that there are now sex doll brothels out there. And
yeah, there are.
Yeah.
Just agreeing. Go on.
That's a way to agree. Although, that actually tracks. I remember you were like, we were at the a restaurant the other day, and I said, man, this chicken is good. And you said, yeah, it is. But you were also rubbing yourself with it. So I didn't know if it was sexual or you agreeing. But now I know it's just you agreeing.
Yeah, it feels like you're if you take a double lobe chicken breast that hasn't been split down the middle and you wrap it around your dick and you jerk off with it, it feels like you're jerking off on very wet tits.
That's right. Yep. Very, very wet, chickeny tits.
Yep.
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 Nothing like fucking.
I haven't said anything wrong. I don't know why you're staring at me like that.
I'm all I'm doing is staring off into the distance and picturing myself fucking chicken breast.
Nice.
Yeah. yeah, you are. So the first sex doll brothel was actually opening in Toronto. So it was the first one in North America. Coming up in September, we're going to be getting this one in North America, right here in Toronto.
So we're not in Toronto. I just want to make sure the listener is clear on that.
Right here at our home. I just don't know where Toronto is, Scott.
Now,
I have no idea.
Now, is this literally like what the stories we covered in the past dealt with, where you go in and you basically go into a room and the doll's like dressed the way you want,
exactly.
the way you want?
It's just like you're going to get like normal sex worker stuff. You can. They said it's I guess $80 for 30 minutes with one doll. So you can just get a quick, and you go to the room, you pick out your doll, and they'll have it set like ready for you. Play some porno on the TV. Boom, you go in, you're doing your thing. Or you can get 2 dolls for I think it's 4 hours for $960.
Jesus. Now, does this brothel
that's
have
a lot of money.
Does this brothel have the same rules that the European ones do, where you can't get rough with the dolls?
I'm guessing probably just to protect their investment they do. I didn't actually.
That's my guess. If some guy's like, I just want to choke it, and then he comes out, he's like, I bopped the head off again.
They have like Barbie fucking.
It's just like a Barbie head with the hair and the empty hole for the neck.
I wanted to put the head up the pussy like it did last time, but
Marge, it happened again. Get the spackle.
Is Marge the name of the madam that runs the brothel?
Marge, get the spackle. It happened again.
That's yeah.
That's my Toronto accent.
Marge. That's not bad at all. That's as good as my Snoop Dogg impression. So they've got these all over the place, and from what I understand, they said there aren't very many rules, but they do have obviously some, like they're not allowed to allow the dolls to look underage. There's certain height limits. They're not allowed to have it look like a very distinct young age. Things like that.
Oh no, midgets? Not cool.
Which is actually not cool, because you could definitely make one look like a frumpy old midget.
I came here to fuck a toy midget.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, what?
And I'm not leaving until I fuck a toy midget.
Oh, my willow fetish.
It's the same guy with the mustache from Dolphin Cove.
Yeah, another outbreak.
What about that doll? Yeah, what about her? She's 5'9". Well, cut her legs off. I will fuck it upon its own stumps.
Well, I guess technically then it would just be an amputee and not a midget. Well, I'd fuck an amputee midget if you got one. Do you have one of those? A little willow-looking motherfucker? Big old head, tiny little arms, can barely touch my dick. Should I describe it more and be more insensitive here?
I'm thinking I have a midget that's a quadriplegic is basically a corgi. Just bring him into a room, turn the lights on, it's in the corner.
Yeah. What about that one? That's my dachshund. Oh, well, I'll fuck that. I fucked a dolphin earlier today. Still can't find most of my dick. Poor little.
10 minutes later, sorry about your dachshund. I filled its blowhole with cum.
Oh, what do you call a blowhole? That's the place it blows out of. A mouth? Sure, why not? Fuck it. Potato.
It's dead.
Yeah. Blowhole, potato. I don't care.
We can sit here and argue for an hour about what I came into, but it's still dead and that won't change it.
In fact, you can go and take a look, and once you've solved that mystery, go ahead and let me know, because I've been all about solving mysteries today. Gotta read my Hardy Boys now, jerk.
Away! Flies off over the Toronto skyline.
Why do we keep letting that guy in?
All right.
So
then you had an update to the update.
Well, I mean, really, all I was going to note is this made me wonder. I know we covered it, and I was like, I can't remember where. I think we covered the one that was opening in France or something like that, possibly in Japan or something, or Russia. It made me wonder how many of these have been opened, because the story was like, oh, just like other ones we've opened, or just like other sex doll brothels, and they've got them all over the place. You can actually go to futureofsex.net. And they've got a map to show you, where you can find these things. And they go everywhere from Barcelona, Spain, Moscow, Paris, Dortmund, Germany, VBJ, Denmark, South London, Vienna. And there's also some that have opened and have since closed. And I'm actually curious if some of these have actually been the ones we covered, because one of them was Japan, and I think we covered one in Japan. China, Scotland, and Japan have actually opened and closed them. I'm just curious if just a big old, I don't know, what closes a brothel, just in like lack of interest, or is there some weird STDs going around? They didn't wash the dolls well enough. That blowhole fucker, popped in and ripped all the heads off. I don't know. But anyway, so that's, if you really care, futureofsex.net. Take a look.
I do see that in Scotland it was because unhappy neighbors of the business.
Oh, okay.
Basically were just forced them out of business.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it shouldn't happen. That's kind of a stupid thing, but that's the way it goes. But even China, I guess it said it disturbed social order with vulgar activities because they were those are the ones they were renting them for by $45 a day. So Jesus, I think that was the rental business, not so much a brothel business.
They just
covered that
them,
too.
like $45 a day. Like,
these people are getting $80 for a half hour. Granted, they have to stay on the property, and you got to fuck them in a room, and but that means they're going to get good and clean. Going to hose them down, all that shit. So yeah, that's it for updates.
Okay,
boom.
Time to move into web droppings.
Sure.
All right, let's do it.
Dropping 2.0.
First story on the table today. Chinese couple couldn't conceive because they'd been having sex the wrong way for 4 years.
Now, wrong way, I immediately go to not a weird position, but up the wrong hole. Because if you can't, it's a weird position isn't really going to stop you from conceiving. I'm guessing by wrong hole, I mean that's depending. That's whoever's looking at it. I guess it's the eye of the beholder whether it's wrong or right, depending on what you intend. But if you're intending to get pregnant, I'm guessing they went up the pooper. Or was she doing him with a strap on? Like, why can't I get you pregnant, honey?
They were doing anal intercourse instead of vaginal, and this was discovered after not conceiving for a while and going to the doctor. Wherein the doctor, who looked at this man, 26, woman, 24, who were very healthy, had been married for 4 years, and saw really no problems until they talked a little bit about the sex, wherein the woman said, well, it's quite painful when we have sex. And there were more details that came out that illuminated that they had been doing it anally.
Yeah, okay. So is it? I mean, I guess I've never had a vagina and an anus before. I've only had one.
Such a relief.
Yeah.
I mean, number one, they now know how to have a kid.
First of all, like the second she actually just has real vaginal sex, she's like, "Holy shit!"
Yep.
It doesn't feel like that fucking. Or she'll be like, "Oh, I want it back."
And she no longer has to suffer with every night her husband going, "Your pussy smells like shit."
It'd be terrible though if they do it this way and he's still like, yeah, your pussy still smells like shit.
I hope the first thing she said when that was told to them by a doctor, she goes, "Oh my gosh, shit my pussy." That is insane.
Shit my pussy. Yeah, that's. I mean, it's kind of. It does surprise me that people have gone that long and aren't aware of like how sex is supposed to work, I guess.
Yeah.
You've definitely got to be able to tell. And again, ladies, correct me if I'm wrong. I just assume that you'll know that it's not going in. Like, I feel like even though they're so close together, you can still tell one hole from the other. Men might not always be able to and might try to be like, oops a daisy. But like I feel like a woman's got to be able to tell to the point where she's like, no, that's in my asshole. But again, I've never had an anus and a vagina before. I've only had one, and I'm not going to tell you which one, but I've only had one before, and I can't speak from experience, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's possible that somebody's like, maybe it's in my vagina, and I just don't,
I'm still fascinated by this doctor having to sit there and deal with this couple, and just their mind must be breaking.
Wait, what? Wait.
Yeah.
It hurts.
My husband, we can't seem to get pregnant.
You've got to be for a while be like, is this a joke?
All my turds come out looking like frosted mini wheats.
Okay, So I have a theory on this, but I just want to make sure, and I'm not supposed to ask this as a doctor. Are you joking? Are you kidding me right now?
About the painful sex we have that doesn't make babies but covers my shit with semen.
Can we just play like a game where I try to just give you a couple of clues and you figure it out for yourself so I don't have to tell you it's wrong?
I guess.
Okay, how many holes do you have down there?
3.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess you could be the vagina and then the pee hole in the butthole, right? Okay.
Yeah. I know how to count.
Okay, which one?
I just can't make babies.
No, which ones? Which one do you think needs to have the sperm inserted into it to reach, the crucial areas. If
That
you will,
one.
You're pointing to
I'm
which,
not pointing.
I can't tell which one
I
you're
also
pointing
have
to.
Parkinson's disease. My life is a hell.
Okay, so you're shaking a lot, and you're shaking a lot as he's maybe trying to insert it into your vagina, and maybe you're shaking it out, and it's going in your.
Not vagina.
Yes.
The part where babies come from.
Well, not in that one.
No.
In the butthole.
Oh, the one. Yeah, where babies come from.
No, babies don't come from the butthole. Frosted mini. Poops do. Poops come from the butthole.
So
There's a difference between poop. Do you know the difference between poop and babies?
Which one's the butthole?
The butthole's the one that the poop comes out of, and that apparently the dick's
Which
been going
one's
into.
that? They were close together.
I guess
I'm not gross.
I guess technically
I
you
don't
would consider
look
it
at my holes.
the one behind you. So if you're looking
They're
down
all
at them,
behind me when I'm on all fours.
okay, you're correct on that. I guess it's the one thing you've been right about. I'm just gonna tell you this: do the different hole this time, not the pee hole. That's different. Have your husband go in the different hole. How's that? Instead of the mini wheats hole, the other one, and then maybe baby happens.
That sounds weird, but I guess I could do it.
Wait, who are you?
That's the husband.
Where'd the other person
That was
go?
the husband.
Where'd the other person go?
That was the husband.
Oh, where'd your wife go?
All right, here.
I seem to have lost track of all my patience.
I'm also schizophrenic.
Parkinson's schizophrenic who doesn't realize that babies aren't made in the butthole. Wow.
That's what I've been telling me for days.
Maybe you shouldn't have kids.
No,
All right.
never.
Fair enough. So we got that. I'd say we just created a therapy session out of this, and that's good enough.
It works for me.
Cool.
Next story, and I needed a little bit of help with this story because I'm not a sports person.
I'm not a sports person either. I did look into this guy a little bit. We're talking about offensive lineman, formerly played for the Bills, name of Richie Incognito.
Who has done nothing in his life to be incognito, even in the fucking slightest.
No, not at all.
We'll get into more of his background in a moment, but the reason why we're bringing him to the table today is because this headline, this is from CBS NFL's website. Police report Richie Incognito wanted to cut off his dead father's head at the funeral home.
Yes, and this was like a little bit of like a heartbreaking story when I actually read into it and stuff, because like this person, if you read a little bit of like some of the other stuff they've done, clearly suffering from some severe mental issues. And part of that may or may not have to do with the fact that they've been in the NFL for so long, and it might just, probably be one of those things where you don't get it. And I don't want to immediately blame the NFL, but it just seems like really coincidental, somebody to have, these kind of like episodes. It could just be normal stuff, but it seemed like it has come out more recently in his life. A lot of other health issues that have come as well. So maybe it's pills that he's on or something for the other issues that he's got. But he's definitely had some issues that do not seem normal, if you will, to have led to this. And this one specifically, he went into the from what did you? I don't know how you read this, but I gathered that he was allowed to be in the funeral home initially.
I read it that he wasn't allowed.
Well,
it's
yes.
very convoluted.
Yes, because at one point it said he demanded to be allowed into the proceedings.
Exactly.
Which made it sound like there was an actual funeral going on.
Yeah, in the funeral home, and
Yes.
he was maybe in the funeral home, but wasn't allowed to actually go to his own dad's proceedings.
Which sounded weird, and then it sounded like another, and maybe these were two separate episodes. It sounded like in another episode, like there were funeral workers around, and he was like making arrangements for his father there, but that didn't seem to make as much sense because he then demanded to see the body and be able to cut the dad's head off, and also threatened to like shoot the place up. Turns out when they called the police, they did actually have guns in his car. So I don't know, but maybe this is one of those things where people talk about mental background checks and also keeping up on somebody's mental health, to where maybe it's okay to take guns away from people who have since become mentally unstable. Because not everybody starts mentally unstable. I could buy a gun today and then 2 weeks down the line be like, oh, I want to go wackadoo, and then maybe I shouldn't have guns anymore.
Exactly.
This guy threatened to use guns on a funeral home so he could cut his father's head off after he's dead.
Let me read a little bit from this. It says, according to a copy of the arrest report, employees of Messinger's Pinnacle Peak Mortuary, and this is in Arizona, told Scottsdale police that the former pro bowler said he wanted his father's head cut off for research purposes, and that he walked through the funeral home punching caskets and throwing things.
And this is a large man. It's an offensive lineman for the NFL.
Huge
I mean,
man.
they're supposed to be very large.
Witnesses told police that Incognito was supposed to sign cremation papers.
Okay,
but
there
was
we go.
unwilling to cooperate initially. He then proceeded to walk through the funeral home, punching caskets and throwing things. After making himself comfortable in the office of one of the victims, Incognito wanted to buy flowers for the funeral and everything they had before offering them his credit card.
Yeah, okay. Well, and the thing that I've gotten from this guy before is that he'll snap and then be fine. And snap it, which is, pretty, I guess, standard for a lot of mental health issues, where there's another episode where I can't remember where he was, but he was at the gym, and suddenly he got up and demanded that he was, stated that he was a member of the NSA, and started throwing weights around at people. And of course, it's the large man. I'm sure he was throwing 100-pound fucking dumbbells at people and shit.
Yeah,
like
they were rubber chickens.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
tossing
exactly.
them.
He's fucking them like they were rubber chickens.
I also was told by friends of mine who are into sports that a while back he was told by one of his coaches to toughen up one of his fellow players, who was actually a guy who played very well, but was a little shy and awkward around the other teammates, and he wanted to toughen him up.
Yeah, and he raped him in the men's locker room.
He actually bullied him to the point where he
Bullygate.
suicide.
Yes, yeah, because I remember there was a Bullygate scandal. Yeah.
He bullied him to the point where the guy contemplated suicide.
Well, he didn't do it, so
No.
so he failed.
What I do love is, and this could easily be a
Fat fuck
sitcom.
couldn't even bully a friend into suicide. Boo!
I was gonna let you have that one.
No, yeah, just that's how I would bully this guy for bullying somebody.
No, I think this could easily be a half-hour sitcom. We call it Incognito.
Incognito, of course.
Very
yeah.
easy. The guy in the
Incognito. What's he gonna get into this week?
Well, the joke is also this guy's huge.
Right. Yeah.
Always is punching things.
But he's always wearing a fake mustache.
Yeah, I like that.
Incognito. Oh, it's you, Richie. No, it's not.
And his job in the show is working for the NSA.
Oh, so that one time he flipped out, it was actually his most lucid moment where he finally flipped out and was like, I'm from the fucking NSA, bitch! But he has to be a real, covert
I'm Incognito!
operator.
And then you always have someone off screen do, the thing you did with the audience. Be like, no, I'm very incognito.
Yeah, you're 300 pounds, Richie!
Very noticeable, Richie. We can see you.
Yeah, that fake mustache ain't fell with nobody, Richie! Two guys on opposite ends of the studio audience having a conversation with each other about the thing they're watching.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yeah, do you see that stupid mustache he's wearing? Yeah, I can't believe he thinks he gets away with it. There's no way he's being incognito right now. You tell him, Bobby.
And this is definitely a live audience.
Yeah.
It's one of those old sitcoms with a laugh track.
Till they're dead.
Well, once per episode, he storms into the audience and throws people, rips chairs out of the pew, or
offers to chop somebody's heads off.
Yeah.
Yep, heads.
You have one outrage in the middle, then every episode ends with him going to the audience, shaking a few hands, and then grabbing someone with the hair and be like, I'm taking his head home, and dragging them down the steps.
Yeah, look under your seats. There's heads for everybody.
Yeah.
Oprah style. Wait a minute, it turned into a talk show. Yeah, you next on Incognito. We're talking about mental health.
Yeah, do that. No, it's a sitcom.
He's like,
He's
isn't
got a
one
family.
of these. Yeah.
He goes to work. He has the annoying neighbor. And then, midway through the show, he just starts taking
It just
questions
clicks.
from the audience.
But it's not supposed to be that way. It just clearly went off the rails, and they just got to run with whatever. This is for some reason we gave this guy a live fucking show. It's not just a studio audience. This is live.
You got his 10-year-old son in the background just lighting up a cigarette, leaning against the wall while this is happening. No, completely. I'm thinking, what's his name? The Eric Andre. Thinking Eric Andre style, but a sitcom.
Okay, yeah.
So you get the sitcom. You get the.
Well, it just goes off the rails.
Then you get the Maury Povich style thing, and then you get him hurting
and then it's
audience
just
members.
I'm going out to the street, man on the street thing now. Man on the street. Yep, going out to talk to people.
Oh yeah, just leaving the show the wife.
But there's no cameras to follow. Just you hear him slowly.
And you watch the cast stand there confused. It's a very special episode. The wife's like, "Honey,"
but so he's wired up for sound, so you just hear him on the street, but you don't actually see him. Does he know we're a stationary camera show?
Yeah, before he leaves, him and his wife are on the couch talking, and you see the kid on the floor playing, and she's like,
"Going out to the street, man on the street."
She's like, I don't know what to say. I mean, this is the third time I've miscarried this year, or maybe we won't be able to bring another little junior Cognito into the world.
And then he's like, hold on, man
on the street, and just
but before that, there's got to be a good joke, because it's just been I wish I had your NFL ball handling skills so I wouldn't miscarry so much.
Nice.
And then he goes, man on the street, bye.
Yeah. And you just hear me like, do you like bananas? Just random questions.
And then just like random things
and
that
you
don't
hear
make
a woman
any sense.
scream, and he's like, get back here. I'm asking you questions.
Quack, 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 quack. Like just random sounds that don't make any sense for where they are.
There's definitely one where he like murders someone off camera. He's like, get back here.
And he just comes in like smothered in jelly, naked. You're like, all right, what you were saying about miscarrying?
Laugh track, yeah.
Boop a doop boop. That's the end. Incognito. Goodbye.
And it's like 10 minutes in.
It's like, do we have 20 minutes of credits? No, it's like 3 people on the show.
Let's take some questions from the audience.
Yeah.
Hey, you. Why are you dumb?
Yeah.
No, that wasn't a question from the audience. You asked the audience a question.
Yeah, exactly. The whole audience, I want you. Why are you dumb? Why are you so dumb? Man on the street.
Watch that again.
Oh, so many giraffes. Yeah, and he comes in fully clothed this time.
Gotta come back different clothes.
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
pipe in audio
Yeah.
of something funny so we can do a quick change.
Yep. So okay, that's good. We got a good little.
Watch the shit out of that show.
Oh, damn straight, man. Me too.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that's all we really have to say about him.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's plenty there for content. That's for sure. I like that show.
Now we have another sports story.
Yeah.
Normally we're not a sports cast, but this week we're sports pod.
Yeah, we're actually getting through we're getting through our stories so fast.
Sportscast actually works really well. Sports pod
It does.
doesn't.
Sportscast is an actual
Pod
thing.
sports.
Pod sports.
This is pod racing.
Yeah, that's right. Podcast.
Wait, now
no,
this
that's
is
no good.
pod racing. We're not racing. It's not.
How about NASCast?
Damn it, NASCast. Podcar. Hey, you can drop 3 letters and change it into a new word.
Yeah.
So can I.
Yeah. DolphIncel. Still going back to DolphIncel.
Hey, it might be the title.
I think DolphIncel might have to be because it's so. We're like, wait, what is this about? Like, it tells us nothing.
And everything.
Or does it? Yeah, it does. If you know what the thing is already, you'll know what it means.
Man on the street.
Straight. Oh, we'll go. All my clothes off.
You do a whole episode of this podcast like that. You just got to do like the
Yeah.
walking out of the room.
Whoa! What are you wearing there today? What kind of jeans you wearing? Levi's, huh?
You would just need to pause a lot so
Can
another
I have
person.
them? Can you have my Levi's?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
another
can I
person
have your
talks.
Levi's? I can't have your Levi's. Moving on to the next guy, man on the street. Can I have your shirt?
I like that that's a song. Man on the street.
He's just like crazy. He's fucking talking to himself.
I like no one in the studio. Okay, everyone in the studio can see what Jer's doing. No one listening can. I needed to clarify that.
Yes.
Our emotions alone.
A lot of
are
people
worth it.
out there are looking at their pod car as hard as they can to see if they can see what I'm doing, but they cannot. They cannot.
Nascast.
NASCast works. Huh? That was good.
Not so dumb now.
I said NASCast.
I know I copied because he was smarter than mine.
I guess that's what people do, right? You copy people.
My content.
Mine now.
Mine.
Man on straight. And yeah, we're going to NASCAR now. This goes back. This is similar to like the James Gunn thing. Only actually way fucking even more batshit than that. This is about what's this guy's name? Connor Daly.
It barely matters. He's a NASCAR driver.
Yeah.
He's barely human.
I mean, the thing is, like, I think I actually like.
left.
No, the thing I like about
drive that
the
fast
South Park
and then I
episode
go
about it
left
is they pointed
more.
out like how like NASCAR drivers are actually like smart people who really know what they're doing, and it's not easy. Whereas Cartman was the idiot in that episode for assuming they're all idiots. And
I
then
know.
they're out
I
there,
still
yeah.
I can't watch NASCAR just because
I don't.
this
It's
car's
boring.
going left for hours.
Oh, it's boring. It's boring to me. But as far as like what people, it's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it. I mean, when you're driving 200 miles per hour,
You
inches
wouldn't have
from.
the sponsors to do it, and you can't drive a car unless it says Tide on it.
Well, you can apparently.
For a clean win, use Tide.
Oh.
Vroom.
Okay, it was good until it was a really good slogan there for a second. For a clean win, use Tide. And then somebody's like, can we add Vroom? Like, yeah, well, the boss's cousin wants us to use Vroom, and we're supposed to listen to him.
He's
Give him-
4 and he loves cars.
Yeah, he talks like a very old man, but
He'll be your boss next year.
Can we use Vroom? Okay, yeah, sure, we can use Vroom. Tide's clean win Vroom. Okay, Tide clean win Vroom.
Sounds like how what's his name from Labyrinth?
Ludo.
Sniffy.
Ludo.
Yeah, old Sniffy.
It's old Sniffy. Did he sniffle or something in that?
Sure.
I haven't seen that. I might be getting that mixed up with that Kleenex commercial. I
I
don't
actually
know.
watched Labyrinth not that long ago
Ludo,
with Kelly, who
sad.
had never seen it, and we both
Oh my god,
love it.
That's my fucking favorite movie. I've seen that movie hundreds of times. Hundreds.
I thought I was on a roll, and I'm like, all right, tomorrow night, Dark Crystal. She got 40 minutes in, turn it off.
That one's a different story. Like, I mean, Labyrinth is like magical and splendor. Like Dark Crystal it's kind of dark and it's a little weird.
Like, well,
I love Dark Crystal.
My wife just kept
Fucking love
asking,
it.
when is a really ambiguously gendered, sexually ambiguous middle-aged man going to
that's
hit
a
on
problem.
a 14-year-old girl?
That's a problem. You start with David Bowie. I mean, you got nowhere to go, man. You can't start there. You can't start with Bowie.
Dance, monsters, dance.
Dance.
Then he tell the monsters to dance in that scene.
Dance, magic, dance. Yes.
Dance, 14-year-old girl.
Yeah.
You need to dance up into the sky.
Take your clothes off for me, me. Take your clothes off for me, me. I want to see your tender body, me. I want to see your naked 14-year-old butt. Wait, what's happening? David Bowie. That's the last time we let David Bowie improvise anything. From now on, it's a hard script.
Alright, those cuffs are kind of tight back there.
Who's this talking to me?
That's Bowie when he drops the axe.
Well, he's having a conversation.
Those are right tight back there. Maybe you loosen them up a little bit or I'll fuck your daughter.
Yeah, just like I did this 14-year-old over here and that 13-year-old over there.
Bloody hell, Mark will be able to make an old song if you keep fucking harassing me like this.
Yeah, the thing that sucks about not being able to fuck 14-year-old today is now I'm going to have to go home and fuck 2 7-year-olds to make up for it. Because I do math. I do fuck math.
I fucking intervals of kids in trench coats.
I do.
As long as there's enough of them multiplied to be the age of who I should be
Yes,
fucking.
or they reach a certain height. Yes, you
Yes.
must be this tall to ride the Bowie coaster.
The old Bowie courtroom excuse.
Yeah.
You fucked a 15-year-old girl last
Yes,
night.
yes.
Well, I thought she was 2 7.5-year-olds in a trench coat. I'd like to take back that statement. 3 7.5-year-olds in a trench
Yes,
coat.
as far as I'm concerned,
That would
that's
be
22 and a half or something along those
something
lines.
like that.
Bowie's not good with math. Bowie's good with fucking
Anything in a trench coat.
anything in a trench coat. Coat. Yeah, why he's always carrying his delay box around with him? It's not Bowie if it's not delayed.
He has 2 Bowie impersonators who walk with him at all times, who say the last word out of step in order.
Delayed, like walk like in like right behind him
Yeah.
and just peek around him like every time they say delayed.
Yeah.
So it's also the stereo effect
I wish I was that rich.
to own extra
To
Bowies.
do every idea we ever say on the show.
Oh my god, we would. We
never-
definitely have enough ideas where if I was independently wealthy, very wealthy, I've got a lot of like enough ideas for a lifetime. Because you pay other people to do the shit. You're like, I got a movie idea. Now you direct it, and I'm gonna produce it. And then you walk in,
And you show up Hugh
just
Hefner
8 months
style
later,
with
and there's
hot
a-
girls in a robe on set.
Yeah.
You literally in the middle of like a
This is
long-standing 8-year-long show take the lead out, replace him for one scene with yourself with your dick just hanging out, finish the scene, let him go back.
This is my
And it airs that way.
18-year-old girlfriend in a robe, and here are my 3 6-year-old girlfriends in a single robe.
Legal.
You're working the Bowie loopholes, which never actually worked.
Like Lorne Michaels, if in the middle of a live Saturday Night Live just came out naked with nothing but a bathrobe on with his dick hanging out and just like did a bunch of lines off the teleprompter
Yeah.
and then shuffled off, no one would ever stop talking about it.
Of course not. Well, I mean, definitely not.
Except for Lorne.
Well, yeah, I mean, he'd be like, let's put this behind us right now.
He'd be forlorn.
Oh, he would be.
He would be.
Good for you.
Let's create a little YouTube channel called Forlorn, where it's just sad Lorne Michaels clips on loops.
Yeah,
Like,
it's 4 Lorne Michaels, one in each side,
Being
part of the
sad.
screen. Yeah, being sad.
For-
in different
forlorn
face. Yeah,
cubed.
forlorn cubed. Well, it'd be.
And it's in cubes, squares. Like, no, rotating geometric,
Yeah.
3-dimensional cubes.
Yeah,
Every
which is,
facet
cube is to the third, but whatever.
are squared.
but they're squared as 2. But yeah.
Then back
to the
up.
4. But
this is going to save a shit ton of money on the budget.
No,
so we don't need that.
Cube
we don't
makes
need the
sense
graphic.
with 4 because they've got one on each side, so I like that. Like
that's all we can. That's all we can do for animation is a cube, but it
those
spins on its axis.
those cheesy 90s transition effects between scenes. It's just like the
or
cube
flash
rotates.
cubes.
Yeah.
Do you remember flash cubes?
Yes, I do. Yeah. We could do those.
I wonder how many younger listeners
Lord
of
Mike.
ours who were like, "What the fuck is a flash cube?"
Yeah, I mean that was definitely an 80s toy.
80s, yeah. We used to have disposable flash in our cameras.
Yep,
you put a cube on the top. It had 4 flashes and rotated with each picture.
I mean,
and then after 4 pictures, you threw that chunk of plastic and glass in the garbage and put another one on it.
I wonder why there's a garbage island now. Could it be all the things we did in the 80s? Well, yeah, but you're also doing it now, so fuck you, millennials.
I also now just want a cop show
like
that takes place on Garbage Island and
Yeah.
opens just like
Garbage
CSI
Island.
with like that.
CSI, Garbage Island.
It just helicopter zooms and views of a circling, garbage island.
Yeah. I was down on Tampax Square, and like there's all these areas that are very specific types of garbage.
And you have like one person who lives in each, and they have problems, but no one
maybe
else
I do, maybe I don't. Maybe a couple of these depends will refresh your memory a little bit. Yeah, okay, I sees him down on Tampax Square. What else you gonna say about it? Yeah, I like the thought of that. That's not even part of our story, but I like this. The Garbage Island CSI. We can actually we can actually go to the. I was actually afraid we were going to run out of stories.
We didn't even finish this story.
No, that's a good thing. We have time to finish it.
I think we mentioned NASCAR.
Connor Daly, then you said they're garbage people. Then I was like, no, they're not. And then now
we get
we're
to Garbage Island.
Island. Yes.
Full circle.
Yes, exactly.
That's a kind of great quality podcasting you can get from the Lost at Home podcast. Make sure to hit patreon.com/Lost at Home to throw fucking money at us.
Yeah, that's right. We'll make a money island, and then we're not going to let any of you
want to see
fucking
these TV shows
schmucks
happen?
on it.
Give us enough money. Maybe we'll make some.
Hey, make us independently wealthy. And
or maybe just pay enough to we keep the lights on.
Yeah, you know what?
This is a studio after all.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I don't know why I have lights. I've been waiting to get like a check from Patreon so I can pay my light bill. Literally have never paid my electric bill ever, and I still have electricity.
Are you serious?
No, of course not.
I was like, dude, you've lived here for a while. That bill will cripple you when they finally figure it out.
I'm just like crossing my fingers every day. I come home and just close my eyes and click the light on, be like, oh, it's on. Oh, thank you.
And one day you're just gone.
Yep.
You just ghost to Mexico.
Yeah, for my $380.
I'm out.
Yeah. Spend $1,300 on a plane ticket to get away from. They're like, oh, we would have let you pay in installments, like $10 a week for all we care.
I want to be here when you get that bill and you crack it open and you slide it out and you're like, "Ay Chihuahua!"
Yeah.
And then you literally,
Reba.
you just literally
McIntyre. Yeah.
Did you say Macintosh?
McIntyre, Reba McIntyre.
Oh,
Reba.
You're saying Mexican. It's like Reba.
Macintosh. I ran out of Mexican words after Reba. Also, it's Ariba, I think.
They have apples, right?
Yeah.
Get them a sweet Macintosh.
Yeah, they're all they got those sweet Mexican apples, the real sugar in them. I might be mixing things up. I don't know. Everything here on Garbage Island blends together.
Yeah.
Mostly because it's a big pile of garbage, and everything's stuck together with various caramels and sticky goos. Sticky goo is the name of my friend, my co-partner, sidekick. Sticky goos. Waiting for you to just pick up.
I'm waiting for you to put down.
Well, we got 12 minutes left of sticky
all
goos.
right. Now,
yeah,
Connor Daly was set to begin his NASCAR debut, but he had a roadblock after a sponsor, Lily Diabetes, a fun girl, I've heard.
Yes, yeah. She's great. Just don't feed her too much candy.
Pulled their sponsorship for comments.
Hey, she's really sweet.
For comments, dailies.
Just roll right over that one.
Oh yeah.
Didn't happen. Jeremiah, can you beep that out?
30 years ago. Now,
Yes.
Connor was born in 1991, and
Yes.
in the early 1980s...
So wait a minute. Yeah, okay. That doesn't add up. No, I mean, that does. I'm saying, in other words, never mind. Go ahead.
In the early 1980s, his dad said the N-word on a radio interview. Because of that, and the knowledge of that surfacing now, he has lost one sponsor, and I've heard actually a second one is about to drop him as well.
Which is crazy because the fallback on this and almost all across the board has been against the sponsor. And I think they were like counting on, you want to do like the Disney James Gunn thing and all that kind of stuff and get ahead of it so people don't find out and like shit all over you, or people did find out they wanted to make it. They've actually brought way more negative attention to themselves as a sponsor than just being on this guy's card, because that is ridiculous. Because in other words, because where do you stop? If you have any ancestry anywhere, who doesn't have a racist grandpa or a racist, uncle or something like that? Like, you can't be held accountable for something your parents said, let alone even if this guy said it 30 years ago. I'd be like, okay, that's shitty, but, is he still that human being? If he is, okay, fuck him, but Jesus.
Now, the shittiest thing is this racer, Connor, actually has diabetes.
Yeah.
That's why this sponsor is actually very important. And I guess right now, I'd like to say, all of our listeners out there, I'd like you to join together and help Connor.
Hold hands.
I want to start a nationwide boycott of Lilly Diabetes. If they're willing to treat you for your diabetes or find a cure, I say fuck them.
Yeah, how about boycotting diabetes in general?
Yeah.
They've had their day, and you know what? I'm not going to give any more money to diabetes.
This cat got the diabetes.
No more diabetes for me, no. So this guy...
Sometimes when I'm a Quaker Oats, I sprinkle a little diabetes on top of it. It makes the foot I can't feel come to life. And when it does, does it dance? I put on a little Conway Twitty and just I tap that dead foot. I tap it up and down, and sometimes the diabetes says no, you shouldn't be tapping, and I'm like, fuck yeah, here's a Snickers bar.
Yeah.
I'll make you go away for a few minutes.
Put it right on your foot. Put Snicker bar right on your foot. That's right. That's a good foot. You like that Snicker bar, don't you, foot? Yeah, you'll put it right between the toe there. Well, now it's getting sexual with Snickers in my foot now, so I'm going to go ahead and leave. Goodbye now. Well, the thing I like about Connor Daly is he actually took the high road here, where he, instead of just being like, what the fuck, all this kind of stuff, he was like, this has been an unnecessarily hard time for my family, blah, blah, blah. We've gone through a lot, and blah, you probably heard the news, etc. And the thing that he was just like, he was like, Lilly Diabetes got me, this far, essentially helped, me throughout my career. So I want to say thanks. And, it's too bad we had to part in such ways, something along those lines. So he took the high road. I'm sure in his head, he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is ridiculous. I mean, they are concerned. The thing about that is, like, I don't know. I could almost understand this from like a Disney or something. I mean, even though I think that was ridiculous because they're like, oh, this doesn't fit with their family brand. But like, even for Disney, this would be a bit much. But, they are a giant douchebag company. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, this would be like already. I'm sure they're regretting what they did to James Gunn, and that was something at least James Gunn did 10 years ago.
And the saddest part is we won't probably get Guardians of the Galaxy 3 now. It looks like a lot of the cast are just going to drop out.
Yeah.
They're just like the movie's just fizzled.
Well, and I think a lot of people are talking too about like, maybe they'll get like the the next best thing would be Taika Waititi, but like they're also like, well, what kind of director wants to be picking the bones, like with integrity,
like
would do something like that? Yeah. Well, yeah, and you're not necessarily going to get that from somebody like Taiki, who is more focused on his independent, like he does these big movies to like make money, and then he can go off and do like 10 small ones and shit like that. And he's actually an artist with integrity. I would hope that he would, unless like James Gunn literally came to him and is like, just fucking do it or something, and gave him permission.
Batista was actually the most vocal so far. I guess he's 100% not coming back, and I saw people on Twitter going like, "Whoa, there goes his career." It's like the dude's like a millionaire, and he only does movies because he likes to.
Yeah.
Like, he's only doing it for
and also,
a fucking
like,
laugh.
no, that's not, there goes his career. I mean, yeah, maybe he won't work for one of the largest companies out there now because fucking Disney owns everything, but it doesn't mean other people. James Gunn is releasing he's got a upcoming horror movie that's he's doing again with who did he do?
And I cannot wait to see it, and I will probably go to the theaters to see it if it comes around here.
What was the
just to help support him?
Who was? Oh shit! It had a couple people from the last big horror movie he did. Anyway, but yeah,
the one about the place.
The one about the place.
Where they're in that place and they're locked in.
Slither is the one I'm thinking of, actually. Are you thinking?
Oh, he didn't do Belko, did he?
Yeah, he did Belko. Yeah.
He did Belko?
I don't know if he actually directed it, but I know he.
I love the Belko experiment.
No, yeah, that was the one about the place you're talking about. Slither is the one I was thinking of. I forgot Belko came out just a couple years ago, but Slither, it's got what's her name? Hottie from
Elijah Cuthbert?
One of my absolute biggest crushes on the planet.
Elle Fanning.
Elizabeth
Banks.
Banks. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, Yeah, I follow her.
Yeah, so it's yeah. So
In
it's
public, late at night.
Yeah, so it's apparently got her in it. Anyway, so that's on James Gunn rant. Side note, anyway. But it's the same kind of concept. This person gets fucked over. Even worse, like you can't control what your ancestry has to say about shit. And if you can, well, guess what? We're all fucked. Everybody has. Even Martin Luther King was probably just like, oh shit, don't let this grandpa out in public because he's like the fucking black guy on the what's his name on that one black guy on the Boondocks. The racist racist neighbor
Ruckus.
guy. Yeah, Ruckus, Uncle Ruckus. Something along those. Everybody has somebody in their family they don't want to have open their mouth, and we can't be judged by other people. For Connor. I mean, one thing if Connor then starts spatting off the N-word, yeah, that's a reason to fucking drop him. But for the love of God, people stop.
To end this story, there's a tweet that I really liked by a guy named Darren Rovell. I'm actually not sure who he is, but it says, question for Eli Lilly HR, meaning the people who run, Lilly Diabetics.
Yep.
Whose company stopped a sponsorship of a driver because of what his father said 10 years before the driver was born. Before you hire employees, do you do background checks on their parents?
Yeah, good question. Yes. Which you should. Absolutely should.
Nope, because my son will never have a job. Or daughter.
Oh, yes. That was actually the thing I chuckled about in your show notes. You were like, uh-oh, my son is fucked. Because your son is definitely at the age where, he's, at actual job-getting age, essentially. I mean, he's old enough where he's not too far from actually entering the the real adult workforce and has to start worrying about shit like that. And boy, I was saying I wish we had like an intern. Maybe some of that Patreon money can come in, where I can have them comb through every single episode and just make a worst of Scott Bair compilation of every terrible thing, especially out of context. Sometimes he'll say something wrapped where there'd be like some social commentary wrapped around it. I want to take that away, strip it away. Only the bad words, only the terrible things. Make a good 40-minute long compilation special episode to air of just you saying the most horrible things. And then you can make one of me too. So that's the thing is I can't even hold it against you because it's not like you couldn't go back and do the exact same thing.
Oh yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
But I don't have any kids that are gonna be fucked by it. So
sounds good.
Fucked like a.
I actually would
David
like to hear
Bowie
that, but
started.
I would need last say on whether it could ever.
Oh, I don't think it would air. I don't think it would actually air. It would be a very special Patreon thing. A $50 level you could get. You could come to our place and listen to a copy, and then you'd leave. In other words, there's no copies that could even get out on the interwebs. Or you could go back. Hey, how about this, everybody? Why don't you all go back and listen to 227 episodes before this one and make a compilation of your own of the best of the worst of either me or Scott, doesn't matter, and go ahead and ping us a line. And,
Sounds
sure.
fair.
I don't think anybody will do it.
All right. I think that does it for this week.
Fuck it, yeah.
Well, signing off, you can find me on Twitter at Tears for Candy and us both at The Lost at Home.
Yeah, that's correct. And you can find me on Instagram, Sonic Jalopy. I'm on a couple other platforms as well, doing art stuff. But for the most part, Insta is where to find me because the other ones are
same for the
troll
most
candy.
part too. Instagram's for me at Legend Tripper with an underscore in the middle.
Yeah, you get to look at pretty stuff, And you're working on a very cool. I don't think you've posted any pictures of it yet, but
I haven't.
Looking forward to. I'm not even going to mention it because I want to actually
my Halloween costume.
Yes, the Halloween costume, which actually is going to make a way into a skit that we did talk about once on this show as well.
I started working on that almost 4 weeks ago, but then didn't touch it for a couple weeks.
That's the way it works. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I got a good jump on it, and now it's out in the middle of the living room, so I can't avoid it and forget about it.
Yep. I know. Just staring at you guiltily. Staring at you. Ooh, I gave it.
I made good progress on my first night.
Yeah. That's good. Good.
All right. So
anyway,
besides that, make sure to hit up Patreon and tune in next week for our interview with Mark Steger. Besides that, get lost.
Get lost.